Our first review of the day is going to be for the film Paddington in Peru. This is the third film in the trilogy of Paddington films that we've gotten. I was a really big fan of the first two Paddington
Mhm.
films there. They're just very oh so delightful there as
Very
those
wholesome.
movies. Very wholesome, very fun. And we have another cute little story here with Paddington going on there. This time he's going to Peru. He's going traveling there
Mhm.
with the little cute little bear. So you have Paddington there, who gets a note from his beloved aunt Lucy there, saying like, "Oh, hey, I miss you, Paddington. Why don't you come and visit me there?" She's at a home for retired bears, and then so him and the rest of the Brown family there take a trip to Peru to visit his aunt, only to find that she's gone missing. So they set out on an adventure to go find her there, and when they're on this adventure to go find her, they stumble across other kind of things that happen as well, this grander, bigger mystery there, almost like a
Mhm.
treasure hunt in a way there that also they kind of embark on in their mission to find old Aunt Lucy. So Dusk, what were
Mhm.
your thoughts on Paddington in Peru?
I mean, like the previous 2 movies, this movie's just very delightful, very sweet, very wholesome. The new characters introduced are, yeah, a little more a little ridiculous, but I mean, no more ridiculous than a bear in in clothing, talking, eating marmalade, and it keeps that tone while still treating events semi seriously, or it just feels very fun, which is something you get from time to time, and I'm happy to see that they've kept that feeling of wholesome adventure, but also characterization of Paddington still there, along with the rest of his family.
Hmm, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I came onto the Paddington movies kind of late there.
Mhm.
Everybody was talking about how wonderful they were, how fantastic they are. I mean, you look up
Yeah,
the scores there on Rotten
I think I
Tomatoes.
did a review of the very first one. We saw that, and you were like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm surprisingly pretty good." And then you saw it, and you're like, "I really enjoyed that."
Yeah, I did. I was one of the people that's like, "Man, it can't be that great." Because looking at the score on Rotten
Mhm.
Tomatoes, like, it's nearly pretty much, I think,
Yeah, it's
100%
almost 100%.
for both the films, and I was like, "Well, damn, wow, okay." And then after finally seeing it, I was like, "Wow, this is really fantastic. It is really great."
Mhm.
There, and it's like you said, so delightful and cute and charming, that this is here.
And that's
Um
not easy to do. I want that to be very clear. But these movies make it almost feel effortlessless. Like, it just the characters are just characters and just are so charming and kinda cute, but also fun.
Mm, yeah. And this is a different director because I think the director of the first 2 movies was Paul King, if I'm not mistaken
I
there.
bel Yes, but he also, he may not be directing this one, but he did do the story along with 2 other writers.
Yes, he did. He did do the story for this. The person behind the director chair this time is a man named Douglas Wilson there. He's the one that's still behind this one. And yes, and he's mostly done music videos. So this is his first feature film.
Yeah, this is a heck of a feature debut.
Yeah. So yeah, again, it's another kind of solid outing there for Paddington. And you have some other kind of actors who kind of come into this movie. Sometimes it feels like I guess their thing is going out and getting kind of
Mhm.
legendary older actors to kind of come and be a part of these movies. Like in the last movie, was Hugh Grant? He was a part of the last movie, I think.
Yes, he was, I believe his character is Phoenix something?
Let me see. I think yes,
Phoenix
Phoenix.
Buchanan, I think.
And what a great name, Phoenix
Yeah.
Buchanan. Jesus. Man, and so, yeah, he comes back there. He was in the second one, and then in this one, the person they get to be kind of some of the older actor there, the charming, handsome older actor is, Antonio Banderas there,
Mm.
who's the captain of this boat. Him and his daughter, they do a lot of tours.
Hunter.
Hunter, yes, and him and his daughter, they do tours for people there around the island of Peru, and yeah, he ends up running into the family and say, "Yeah, I'll take you on this nice little tour." And then they interact with the family and everything like that. That's a lot of great moments. Antonio Banderas, I've been given great material. He's always fantastic. he's had this great run, the latter part of his career, really there, Antonio Banderas really revitalized his career. And then also you have, Olivia Colman who plays, the nun there, who plays the Reverend Mother for the retired Bears, the, place that, Aunt Lucy, Paddington's aunt is at, and she also provides a really great comedic role there as well. So a lot of these actors, they know what they're in and they're having fun with it, which I like. Um, I think that, the family, there's a lot of good physical gags that you saw in the trailer there with
Mhm.
Paddington on the boat, and the boat is he's losing control of it, and he's literally on the wheel and stuff like that. Like, just stuff like that is very fun and very, funny, and I kinda like a lot of stuff like that, what they do, and then the whole big kind of other grand mystery that kinda comes into here. Were you a fan of that, or you think that was kinda not so much, or what?
I was fine with it. The grandness coming it comes in pretty sparsely through the movie, so it's not too bad. Not that there weren't any even grand moments in the second one, or even the first one near the end when they were going through the whole museum situation.
Mm,
So these movies have had those moments, but I
yeah.
thought this was handled well enough.
Mm, okay, yeah. Yeah, I would say that even though I think that this is the weakest of the Paddington
Yeah,
films, I still think it's still pretty good.
yeah.
I don't think I'd have to see how the rest of the year shakes out. I don't think it'd be on my best of like maybe the last Paddington movies would be,
Mm.
but it's still a cute film. I still like it. I just don't think it's as strong as the other 2.
If if for in comparison, it's like saying the first Paddington Bear is like an A plus. Like this is how you do it for the most part, like an A plus. The second one's like an A plus. That's like really good sequel and did a very good job. This one's like an A minus.
Mm,
Like it's still good. It's still an A. It just there's some stuff here and there. There's not much for certain characters to do, but they're there all the same, and you are happy to see them because it does keep you connected and honestly grounded during the more ridiculous moments, especially during the boat scene and what later happens. And this is in the trailer with when they get to the ancient temple.
yeah.
You're just like, yeah, this is kind of all right, but it never gets too ridiculously slapsticky where you're kind of completely taken out of it. You are it takes you to the edge. Like it takes you to the absolute edge and then they know that they're taking it to the edge and then they pull it back with just
Mm,
enough realism that they're like, okay, all right. We're having fun. Let's pull a bit back. Can't go all the way stupid.
mm. Yeah. I think it has that good balance because you can get to a point where it's a little goofy. This does a lot of what the Wallace and Gromit films do and why they are so
Hmm.
successful, and does it kinda well there. And we even mentioned, Paddington when we were talking about the latest Wallace and
Hmm.
Gromit film of Vengeance Most Foul in comparison to that type of humor and that type of style done very well. Um, and you mentioned, like, the family there as well, like, that's what keeps the thing grounded, that's what the core, this the his relationship with the Brown family, there. Am I tripping or did the son have, like, no dialogue? Did he talk at all during the movie
He
or
like barely had any lines.
okay. I was like,
It wasn't just you. No, he barely had any lines. He just showed up to get a paycheck.
yeah, and, like, cause it was like, okay, the dad talked quite a bit,
Yeah, and
who
like
the
Judy taught, but like poor Jonathan, he's just like sitting
yeah.
there.
I don't remember hearing that dude say nothing. I was like, "Did he have any?" Because I was like, "Wait, did he have any dialogue in this movie?" Like,
Yeah, he's in
um,
all three of them, but he's just like, yeah, not really.
okay.
He's just kind of there. Like again, he has very few, if a few lines at all. But yeah, it's mostly the three: Henry, Mary, and the daughter. And
Madeline.
Jonathan is just like there along for the ride.
Yeah, and the dad, Henry, is Hugh Bonneville, and then it's,
Who's just super charming. Great to see him again.
yeah, you got Emily Mortimer there,
Yeah.
who's the mom, so she's in this as there, so, yeah. So she was in people know her, she was in Scream 3, she was in, Shutter Island there,
Mhm.
she's been in movies like that. Then you have, another kind of actor who I feel like kinda wasted here a little bit, you have Haley Atwell who plays the boss of, the dad in this.
Yeah.
She comes on you get a British person to come on and do an American accent,
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
yeah, I was like, "Okay, sure." So she comes in and she's only in, like, 2 scenes of the movie, like, a few
Yeah.
scenes. That's it, like, okay. Haley and I like Haley Atwell a lot. I was like,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
why get Haley Atwell just to do these 2 scenes? I mean, could've
Yeah,
got
Peggy Carter.
Yeah, you could have got anybody to do that. So it seems kind of wasted in there with that. But I thought that was gonna. I mean, well, it does play into the story because like she comes on, she's the risk taking adventurous American who's like, you got to take more risks, Henry. You got to do more, and that sparks his thing of like, sure, let's go to Peru. Let's drop everything we're
Sure, why
doing.
not?
Let's just fuck our jobs. Let's
I
just.
mean, to be fair, he was a very first movie. It was revealed that he was a heavy rocker. He was like a biker, rocker, rebel. And then as soon as he got a kid, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get rid of all this and be like super safe.
Oh yeah, yeah. He got lame.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got lame real quick.
Yeah, start wearing, buttoned up shirts there with cardigans on top and jackets on top of them. Yeah, became a real lame dad there. Yeah. So even though I don't think it's as strong as the other movies, I still like this movie quite a bit. I still think it is charming. I like what's going on here in the story. I do think it has some good humorous moments in it. I recommend people checking it out if they can. So I would give it a tune in for me. Other Paddington films I'd kind of give like a higher tune in or peak. This I
Yeah.
give just a tune in. What about for you?
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. This is very much a high tune in. But yeah, the other ones I would definitely rate it probably higher, maybe even like a peak. But
Mm.
this one's just still pretty good. It never maybe reaches the height of the previous ones, but it's still a really good movie, and I definitely recommend anyone go to see the theaters. It's a very cute, fun experience, especially if like you have family and you're like, oh, I don't know what to take them to. Paddington's an easy choice.
Yeah, good family movie out right there you can watch. Good performances there from some of
Yeah,
the supporting cast. You got Olivia Colman, Antonio Banderas,
Antonio Banderas.
there. Puss in Boots.
Yeah,
You got them. Who comes in there?
it really is just the level of the first two are so good, and then this one is good, like still really good, just slightly just below, but it's still good.
Mm, yeah. So, yeah. Two tune ins
Hmm.
for Paddington in Peru.